Emmanuel Community.
Welcome to Celebrate Aging. I'm Vicki Marthaler, your hostess today. We're here at Emmanuel Community, and I am talking with two people who know about a great company in town that encourages and loves volunteers. They must really have had a volunteer touch their life. I'm thinking the leadership out at SJE Rhombus must have had a volunteer touch their life somewhere along the line, because you have got a really neat program over at SJE Rhombus. Now, this is Jen and this is Kathy. I'm not saying last names because, sometimes I say them wrong. So, and they're not Johnson and Anderson, so I'm just going to let it go. But Jen and Kathy, thank you for being with us today. And tell us just a little bit about SJ. Sometimes they just call it SJ, don't they?
Yes, they do.
Yes, they do. Get the community.
It's changed names so many times.
that big building out there on 6.
County Road 6.
Well, tell me a little bit about SJ and about the people who work there.
Okay. SJE Rhombus is out on County 6. We have about 170, 175 employees, give or take. We have a smaller group of employees that have volunteered to call bingo is one of our activities here at the Lamplighter, and they do it about every 3 to 4 times a year. Jen is the coordinator for the program, and she lines them all up.
I just go through and schedule our 12 volunteers. They come over for an hour every Friday afternoon, and one volunteer a week. It takes, 3 months, sometimes 4 to get through all the volunteers. And they come over and bring treats, call bingo, and they have a good time. They come back feeling good about it, and just an exciting time for residents and makes you feel good for volunteering.
So, and I know that the residents are, well, of course, bingo, it's fun. It's something everybody can do, and it gets people together and laughing and hoping to win. So now you mentioned treats. What kind?
I don't know what kind of treats they always bring, but it sounds like that they come because they have their regulars for sure.
Okay.
And they bring them a little treat or so. I'm sure it just gets them all fired up and ready to get their bingo.
Well, got me fired up. So that's a good thing. Yeah. Now, this program, you have a special name for your program at SJE Rhombus for volunteers. It's called, what is it called?
Well, it's a corporate citizenship program that we have. Citizenship. And we have various other activities that people do within the community. There's SJ employees that'll do things with like United Way, or some of the fundraising activities they do in town, Polar Plunge, various different activities. And one of them that we do is come over to Emmanuel, not only for bingo, but there's people who've come over for like your summer, like a zoo fest that you do here.
Well, we have a wee feast. We have a big backyard picnic.
Right, and so some have come over for that. So, and we encourage our employees to do a certain amount of volunteerism within the community, because that's part of our core value system.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
that is awesome. Because we have core values and a mission, so I really feel connected with you guys. Now you also said, because you know how things always come down to the bottom line, which is money.
Oh yeah.
But you said they actually get paid to volunteer.
We have paid time off for the employees to come out and do any kind of volunteering. They get a certain amount each year. So that's another encouraging feature for people to do it. And it's good to do. People come back from calling bingo on their Fridays, and they'll always have a story to tell. Can't always pick one out of your, at the top of a hat, but they've enjoyed it. They come back, they'll tell the story, and they've got a smile on their face, and their afternoon just goes by the rest of the afternoon. It's almost a stress releaser for a lot of employees.
Oh,
too.
I believe that. I believe that. Sure. Well, we just appreciate the community being involved. Sometimes when people live in these senior housing, they might be pretty independent, but at the same time, they maybe aren't driving anymore, so it's not easy for them to get out. Or maybe they're using a walker or a cane and they're stable around the hallways and stuff, but you start to get out into crowds or downtown and it gets a little more iffy, and it's just frightening. Nobody wants to fall. And so you can tend to get a little isolated. in our apartment buildings, even though there's a lot of people there. So it's nice to have this community come in, and you're bringing the freshness and the newness and the energy of what it's like to be out doing your job. You're doing something different. They're seeing someone different, and of course the conversations are going to go. And
That's why it's good to rotate those volunteers too.
yes,
So
yes.
if there's other people, that want to volunteer for whatever reason, I can get them in we can switch people around, or if you can't come on a certain day, they find their own replacements out there so that we can make sure that we've got all this stuff met.
I just think that's wonderful. I think that's absolutely wonderful. So we're talking about volunteerism, and we think volunteering is wonderful. It's good for the heart. It's good for the mind. It's good for the people around you. It is a wonderful, wonderful. Now, how many years has SJ been involved in this?
We've been doing it, I think, for about 5 years. I've been scheduling for approximately 3 years.
3 years.
Been the same group of people. I think they really enjoy coming over, but I'm always willing to take on another one. One or two that want to jump in there. I've got another one that's going to be starting soon, and she's like, when am I going to start? When am I gonna start?
I'm ready.
Yeah.
Ready to go. It's just I want to make sure that she's good to go when she gets here. So.
Yes. So we do provide opportunities, and I know that as I'm thinking back now, because I have this slower brain. I'm quite a bit older than you guys. That's my slower brain. I remember calling out to SJ because we had a resident that just needed a visitor, and there was somebody who came from time to time and just visited with that person. And I thought that was really special too. But then I think it got more into the bingo and the more group activities. But there are always different needs, and it's nice to know that you guys will consider what's going on over here and how you can match up your volunteers with the needs. So appreciate that.
Oh.
So when you come over here, so I bet you even come over on storm days, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. We even take care of the weather.
They rely on it here very much so.
It seems the residents, they like, they like their schedule, but they like to know that that's happening for them too.
Absolutely, absolutely. Schedules are nice, and we do, I know the Lamplighter as well as the Madison as well as the nursing home, they develop a monthly calendar, and that's made available to the residents as well as to the families of the residents. So we are always looking for volunteers, for people to come in. Maybe you're thinking, oh, wow, volunteer, I'm going to have to do something really hard. But sometimes it's just sitting with people too. It's not so much pushing, pulling, tugging, or whatever. It's just sitting and being present to a person and sharing that time with them. And like you say, it's of great benefit. It feeds the heart, feeds the mind, feeds community. Well, we thank you today for coming, Kathy and Jen. We hope you can continue doing this very good work, and maybe you have a word of encouragement to other companies out there.
Well, it's easy enough to do. Just have to approach your staff and your employees and put it out there as to what's going on and ask for volunteers and get them over. It's the easiest way to volunteer, to do a group thing, I think, like that. It's not some people are, they're a little apprehensive of a one-on-one, and calling bingo, you can't go wrong with that. Everyone likes bingo.
B3!
That's easy.
If you can do it with your friend, it makes it more fun too.
Absolutely.
So if you can do it with more than one person.
So we've got some good ideas here, and we're putting them out to the community. We're putting it out to you. Emmanuel has volunteer opportunities. Give us a call, 847-4860, and we will hook you up. And thank you again, SJE Rhombus. We just love your employees, and we love your core values and your mission statement. We appreciate you being with us.
Thank you, Vicki.